Yo, 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 yo. I know it's been a while. Better part of a year, if not a full year. And I promise, I'm going to do better. I'm going to be a better podcaster. I wouldn't even say a host because I'm by myself on this one, but a podcaster, period. With that being said, let me reintroduce you guys to Talkin Game with your hosts, Tony Lewis, Anthony, LT, Yellow Tape King, depending on what position I had your girl in, Daddy. I'm joking, man. I'm joking. I figured I'd throw that in there, see if y'all really paying attention or listening. But normally I'm a notes guy when it comes to me talking my sports for a podcast because, I don't want dead air or stale air or next thing. But I don't even have notes for this one. I'm going to talk NFL. I want to talk division leaders, winners, who I think are going to be division winners. Right now it's September 4th. It's almost September 5th. It's 11:50 p.m. So I needed to get this in before the season starts tomorrow because I don't want anybody saying I was late putting in my picks. Putting in my picks of division winners and eventually who I have going to the Super Bowl. Mind you, we did see the Chiefs last night. 2 nights ago. And yes, the Chiefs definitely need some kind of wide receiver help. I think them getting away with Tyreek Hill last year and not having Tyreek Hill, I should say, and winning the Super Bowl may have been one of the worst things that could have happened for the Chiefs organization, and especially Chiefs fans, because it kind of gives you an arrogance and a cockiness that as long as we got Mahomes, we're going to make stuff happen. I believe as long as you have Mahomes, you're going to win 10 to 11 games and you're going to be in the playoffs because he's just that good of a player. But I don't believe that Patrick Mahomes himself can carry you to a Super Bowl. Football is that kind of sport where no one person can do that. I don't care how great you are. Because guess what? Patrick Mahomes found out. Well, I ain't going to say found out. He may have been reminded Thursday night that he can't throw it and catch it, baby. And if Kadarius Toney going to be playing like hot hands from Little Giants, it's going to be a long 18 weeks. 16 more games for those guys since they already got the first one out the way. But shout out to the Chiefs. Shout out to Detroit. I'm not going to lie. I was one of those people kind of on the fence about what Detroit would look like. And I mean, this is only week 1. You can't overreact one way or another. But yesterday definitely, I keep saying yesterday, 2 days ago, nights ago, definitely seemed like it was going to be that Detroit letdown. And they did. They came through. They played well. They played hard. Defense is flying all around. Jared Goff. People got to remember this, right? One thing on Jared Goff. He was the number 1 pick. He had Jeff Fisher as a coach. You got to give this man some grace. He has shown that with a decent team around him and a competent coach, he can lead a team to the Super Bowl. Now, when he scored more than 3 points in that Super Bowl, that is yet to be seen. But Jared Goff has always been solid. And that trade may be one of those trades for Detroit and the Rams. It's hard to quantify that for, seeing as the Rams got a Super Bowl immediately. But when you're a team like Detroit and you're just struggling to stay relevant in the NFL for so many years to not have won a playoff game since Barry Sanders, I believe. I don't even know if Barry Sanders won a playoff game, but I believe that's the last time they won a playoff game. Having Jared Goff there and having a solid quarterback that at least will have you in contention and competing in every game, That's a big win, especially seeing as he will be able to do that for the long haul. If I'm Detroit, I extend him. I'm not trying to find no new hot shot guy to go with these boys. I'm staying with my consistency. If it's not like a total upgrade, I'm good with my guy. He fits. This is perfect for him. Flip side, you think about the Rams. They got their Super Bowl. Stafford is, he's on his last leg, right? And we say he look healthy. We're about to see in these next 18 weeks. But, shout out to Detroit with that. Now, with that being said, let's go to my division winners, who I think are going to win the divisions. Since we're talking Detroit, Detroit is my pick to win the NFC North. I know it's a sexy pick, but the Bears spent a lot of money, but I have to see what Justin Fields is with his arm. He has to throw 30 times at some point throughout this year. I need to see what that looks like. They got him DJ Moore. Hurts me as a Panthers fan because he was our number one. Is he like one of the best number ones in football? No. But he's an upgrade. Remember, they got Claiborne last year at the trade deadline. So Moore and Claiborne are solid receivers for him. They spent money on defense, so the defense should be better. But Detroit is returning the team that went 8-2 the last 10 games of the year. Like I said, all the stuff I just raved about. Jared Goff. Your guy Gibbs looks good. Hawkinson, he's got paid, so you know he's gonna be happy. Hutchinson is a dude, coming off the end. They're solid. Gardner Johnson led the league in interceptions last year. Roman the secondary. They spent good money, and the only thing they probably should have did was drafted a little better. But you draft a running back when you had Jamal Williams, who had 18 touchdowns last year. I probably keep Jamal Williams, pay him a little bit of bread because I know what I got, and I draft different. That's the only knock I got on Detroit. Green Bay, Jordan Love, he might be great, but it's still going to be a downgrade from Aaron Rodgers, even with Aaron Rodgers not playing that great last year. Wide receiver is going to be interesting. It's not like they have the best wide receivers to help him out, or even tight ends. I don't even know who they have at tight end. That lets you know. The defense should be solid. I'm a big Jair Alexander fan, but I do expect them to miss the playoffs again and take a step back. Or, in Packers fashion, Jordan Love steps in and a Pro Bowler his first year. It seemed like the Packers, you go from Brett Favre in the 90s to mid-2000s to Aaron Rodgers from the mid-2000s to 2023. Packers, you're spoiled, okay? You're spoiled. Maybe give another team in the NFC North a chance to have the best quarterback in the division, right? And that goes to Kirk Cousins. Now, is he the best quarterback in the division? Arguably. Him or Goff? I'd probably go, we go skill set? I don't know, man. The toss-up. I'll flip a coin one of these days on these topics, and I'll give you guys the solid answer. But with that being said, man, the Vikings were 11-1, I believe, in one-score games last year. You have to understand just by how sports work, man. That's probably like 5-6 this year, at best. Or it might be the opposite. And then you're looking at games where you're like, dang, we could have won that. We should have won that. We could have won that. We should have won that. Opposed to last year, we could have lost it, but we made this play. Those plays normally don't get made 2 years in a row. So with that being said, I automatically believe Kirk Cousins is, I said Kirk Cousins like he's the team. But the Vikings are probably going to regress as well. Shout out to Justin Jefferson, though, a dog. Like, that's the one thing, they have that in the back pocket when need, break in case of emergency. I gotta get my boy the ball, and he's gonna catch it. Double team, one hand, two hands, toe taps. He's doing it all. So, NFC North, I got Detroit. So, with that being said, let's just go down to the opposite. Let's flip it. Let's do the opposite. NFC South. This is not an sports enthusiast opinion. This is not a I took my notes and I've watched what everybody's done during the off season opinion. This isn't a how I know a guy who knows a guy who says such and such is really more hurt, so I know this opinion. This is strictly me being a fan. So if you want to skip past the NFC the NFC South, go ahead. Because my pick to win the NFC South is the damn Panthers. Okay? We look terrible in preseason, but I don't care. And with that being said, I'm coupling that with Bryce Young will be the Rookie of the Year. And honestly, the reason why I say Bryce Young will be Rookie of the Year because he will have to play like the Rookie of the Year for the Panthers to make the playoffs, win the division. Because let's be honest, NFC South is trash. Only one team is making it to the playoffs out of that division. Not getting no extra wild card out of that. Tampa, they settled on Baker Mayfield. 4 teams in 2 years is wild. That is wild, especially for a starting quarterback. The thing that makes it wild, if you're a backup, okay, you get 1 year deal here, 1 year deal here. But, bro, you started in Cleveland, then came down and started with the Panthers. Then mid-season, you left and you started for the Rams. And now you're about to start for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wow. Hope it works out for you. Because if you get beat out by Trask. My bad. If you get beat up by Kyle Trask, now I'm struggling even more to say, so I'm going to leave you alone, buddy. That might be it for you, Baker. You might turn into Chase Daniels and be a clipboard guy for the rest of your career. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure Chase Daniels probably made $30 to $40 million in his playing career. Probably even more than that. And took 10 sacks his whole career, right? But, so that's Tampa. Not worried about Tampa. Atlanta, Desmond Ridder. Not a believer in Ridder. But go Bijan Robinson. Take some carries off of Cordell Patterson, which means when Cordell Patterson runs, he's going to be fresh and giving people hell. That offense might be fun to watch. I'm not going to lie. They have a lot of different schemes and stuff, but week 1, the Panthers going to beat them, and y'all can be fun after that. Saints, if anybody knows me personally, y'all know I personally hate the Saints. Hate the Saints more than any other team in the NFL. I don't know. They try to make us and Atlanta, and Tampa rivals. It never really made sense to me. And coming up, it seemed like we beat Tampa all the time. So I never cared about Tampa. You do your research and you know your history at NFL. Tampa, I believe, has the worst winning percentage of all the teams of all time in the NFL. So if you look up all-time records per team, I believe Tampa's at the bottom of the list. So I never really worry about Tampa. But the damn Saints always seem to be that thorn in the side if the Panthers were having a good season. Or the team that the Panthers just had to beat in week 15 to win the division or to secure that playoff spot. So with that being said, I hate the Saints. Now I will say this. They have the best quarterback in the division. Cameron Jordan, Tyrann Mathieu, Honey Badger, Olave, Michael Thomas is coming back. Hopefully, well, not hopefully. You know what? When they play everybody else, hopefully Michael Thomas is back to being can't guard Mike, and out there balling. That's good for the league. I just like to see good football, just not against my Panthers, who is my NFC South pick. All right, so did the North, Detroit, South Carolina. We're going to do the NFC East. And that's a pretty good division. I mean, Washington's, but if Sam, they can muster something out of how, I think Washington's going to be that team that just ruins a couple team seasons, whether it's late or early. Because people always want to look at the last 2-3 games of the year. But you lost week 2 as well. You lost week 3. That's why you're in this position now. It's almost like basketball real quick, and they always talk about the free throws in the last minute, but nobody talks about the free throws in the first minute that you missed. Those would have counted too, and you wouldn't have been in that position at all. So with that, Washington will be the caboose. I low-key think the Giants is still a playoff team. Dayball's a real coach. You pay Saquon, so he's happy, and he saves Daniel Jones' ass. But I don't have them win the division. I have the Cowboys winning the division. And the rosters are very similar in skill set. This is strictly off how the NFL works. It is hard to win divisions back-to-back. They made it that way, which is cool, and they created the parity because, shit, if you win a division, you got to play all the division winners, baby. So now you got a tougher schedule, which creates more marquee matchups. And, that just normally means more losses for the Eagles. They played a second-place schedule last year, which isn't bad, but it's not a first-place schedule. So it should be tougher for them to get those wins, where it flipped. Dallas played a second-place schedule. They finished second last year. They got a second-place schedule. So give me Dallas to win the NFC East. Now I'm going to go West, where the bottom 2 teams are terrible. We don't even need to talk about Arizona. What are they doing? Cardinals and who else are out there stinking it up? The Rams. You know what, though? I'm not mad at the Rams. The Rams are like, look, we're going all in. We're going to try and win a Super Bowl as soon as possible. We're going to trade all our assets. And if anybody knows anything about that in football, you got to cash in, because the back end of that investment is going to be poor. But the Rams cash in. Shout out to my boy Aaron Donald. Shout out to Matt Stafford. Stafford probably done got himself a gold jacket by doing so. Aaron Donald, come on, bro. Maybe top 5 defense players all time, if you want to keep it real and not be a hater. But them and Arizona, who they can't even really tank for Caleb Williams because you just extended Kyler Murray. So they got to figure that out. So the 2 teams, I wouldn't say the top. I think Seattle's going to compete. Fringe wild card team, if not make the wild card. And then I got the 49ers winning the West. Debo, Sam McCaffrey. You go on defense, you got Greenlaw. You got Bosa, now the highest paid guy out here. You got, what's his name, Warner, the other wide receiver. Linebacker. Stack. You got Kittles. You got Brock Purdy, not pretty. No, I'm joking. And you kind of got the elephant out the room with Trey Lance by sending him to Dallas. Brock, this is your team. Lead us to glory. Hopefully that works out. I get it. He played so well last year, but it's going to be a lot more tape and film on him, so defense is going to be ready for him. But Brock Purdy has something no other quarterback has, and that's Kyle Shanahan. He's going to put him in the best position to succeed. So, with that being said, I got the 49ers winning the West. So, I got in the East, Dallas. The West, 49ers. The North, Detroit. In the South, got my Panthers, baby. So I'm going to switch it up. Go AFC. Guess I should do the same order that I did the NFC. The AFC North, maybe the best division in football. The 2 best divisions in football live in AFC, by the way. So these playoff spots are going to be tough. But the North, y'all know how I feel about Lamar Jackson if you know me. I got Lamar Jackson winning it. I do want people to know the last 2 years before he got hurt, Baltimore's cruising to win in the North. Cruising. It's just what he does. He owns the Browns. I don't really know his record with Joe Burrow, but it seems like I feel like they miss each other with Lamar Jackson getting hurt. Who else in that division? The Steelers. Oh man, sneaky good Steelers. And that's the Ravens, so that's a rivalry. But I got Baltimore. Got Baltimore winning this division. Second, I do have Cincinnati. As long as they keep Joe Burrow upright, they got a chance. But they have to keep Joe Burrow upright. T. Higgins probably going to be either upset or playing out of his mind to see if he can end up somewhere else. Since they didn't get to agree on a deal. Jamar Chase, his money's coming. They're definitely going to lock him in. But, and then the two other teams that I think are going to be battling for a playoff spot, because I think the North probably get three teams in the playoffs. And that will be the Browns, which is crazy to say because anybody knows me know how I feel about the Browns. And the Browns are in that I don't want to hear about box. The box where I don't want to hear about teams that never done shit since I've been alive. Like, never won anything, haven't even made it to games to win at Super Bowls. You ain't even made it to national championships or finals, But I like Deshaun Watson. I've always liked Deshaun Watson. Huge fan. Amari Cooper, you know what kind of talent he is. Probably the best running back in the league. One of, if not the best running back in the league. A good offensive line. The defense is going to be good. You know what you got with Myles Garrett. So, I like what they got. But, on the flip side, you got Mike Tomlin. Mr. Never Go Under 500. Finds a way. You got Pickett and Pickens. Getting better. I'm sorry, JJ. You sitting at home chilling. You ain't got nothing to do with this. TJ Watt going to be wreaking havoc. You got to understand he missed a lot of games last year. So he's going to be wreaking havoc, which is going to help Joe Hayden. Come on, man. Come on. Minka Fitzpatrick. Come on, man. Minka Fitzpatrick. Best safety in the league. Maybe. Derwin James. I know you got something to say about that. But yeah, so that rounds up the North, and that's tough. All four of those teams. If you told me any one of those teams won a division after this season, guess what? I wouldn't be surprised. All four of those teams are built to win. They're built to win in the playoffs. So we'll see. So do the opposite. Go to the South. It's crazy that the South in both AFC and NFC are probably the worst divisions. I like that everybody's just crowning Jacksonville as somebody who lives in Florida. But Tennessee is still out there, right? They had a lot of injuries, but they're going to compete. I think DeAndre Hopkins has a chip on the shoulder. Vrabel is top 3 or 4 coaches in football. He just does it an old school way. He's not as flashy and fun and all this crazy offense, Sean McVay, but he gets it done. So give me. I'm sorry, I gotta. Yeah, this is tough. But you know what? Give me Jacksonville to win the division. You see, I ain't have notes. This is me really just thinking about it off the top of my head. But give me Jacksonville to win the division. Trevor Lawrence, in the words of Deion Sanders, we coming. Or he's coming. Because I think he's arrived. He's showing why he would have been the number 1 pick as a freshman in college. He's figuring it out. Then you add Calvin Ridley, who was an all-pro, at least a Pro Bowler, before the suspension, who should be healthy. And then Melvin Ingram got his money. He should be happy. And everybody can grow in the Doug Peterson system under year 2. I really think that Jacksonville can shake some things up. Not like they did last year. And then I go AFC East. Oh my gosh, another tough division. I'm gonna be honest, guys. AFC got it tough. Like, these games are gonna be dog fights, even the cross divisional matchups. But I got Miami winning the AFC East. Yes, I do. If Tua can stay healthy for 17 games, 18 weeks, I like him. I like Tyreek Hill. I like Waddle. I like that they went and get Nick Chubb. Because I was like, you know what? We need to get better. Let's spend this money while we have our quarterback on a rookie deal. Let's try and do what Seattle did with Russell Wilson. Let's try and get a ring as soon as possible. You got Jalen Ramsey, who's going to be like that trade acquisition after, a couple weeks after getting hurt in spring training or training camp. So, yeah, man, I like the Dolphins to win it. Buffalo is one of those teams that's in that box. I don't want to hear about them. I don't. You lose a game in 13 seconds. We ain't got to go back in history to your 4 Super Bowls, 4 losses. Because I was it was super early in my lifetime, but I guess that counts because it was in my lifetime. But yeah. So got Buffalo and the Jets kind of battling it out for that second spot, and then I got the Patriots coming up in the caboose. No knock on the Patriots. I think the Patriots made improvements from last year, but I just think that the AFC East is going to be a dogfight. So if Mac Jones ain't take that leap, he's not ready, you might just want to leave it alone. So yeah, the East, give me the Dolphins. With that being said, we're going to do the opposite again. We're going to take it to the West. And for the West, I got the Chiefs till the Chiefs can't do it no more. Right? Ain't got no logic behind it. Ain't no statistics. Ain't no none of that. Patrick Mahomes been in the league 5 years. They done won the division 5 times, I believe. Yeah, 5 times. He's been to the Super Bowl twice. He got a Super Bowl. He got an MVP. Got a Super Bowl MVP. They're going to figure it out. Andy Reid is probably the first or second best coach, depending on what you value in the NFL. They're going to figure it out. Oh, and let's not forget, their second and third best players were not on the field Thursday. Travis Kelce got hurt at practice. Chris Jones is still holding out until he get his money. They will be a totally different team come November, December. Better believe that. I don't know what we're going to get out of the Broncos quite yet. I mean, is Sean Payton that much of a fixer that he can just turn around? They were terrible last year, and it sucked because they got all those primetime games because they thought they were going to be good and they weren't. But, yeah, so Denver, I don't know. We'll see. It does look like they're going to be very run heavy, or at least they care more about protecting Russell Wilson because that's all the money that seemed like they spent last year was on offensive line, which my dad always say, you can't throw a touchdown on your back. Dak's fast, buddy. The Chargers, Justin Herbert, dog. But I still don't know if they have a competent coach. Your boy's terrible. Freaking terrible. But what are you going to do? I do think as long as you got Justin Herbert, you got Mike Williams, you got Keenan Allen, you'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? I think they'll be able to score enough points. You got Derwin James. You got the other Bosa brother. I think they will be okay to at least make the playoffs on that wild card spot. And then last but not least, the Raiders. Jimmy G, I don't know if you're going to stay healthy. Maybe you can make some things shake because the one thing about Jimmy G, you can say what you want. You can make whatever jokes you want about him. Jimmy is a winner. I mean, that's why he was coveted out of New England, because when he took snaps and played for Tom when the podcast was played for Tom when he was hurting. I don't know where that just came from. He balled out. So Garoppolo's weird. He always finds himself on the winning end of a game, other than that Super Bowl against the Chiefs. But That wasn't all his fault. So I think that'll be the caboose. And look out for Devontae Adams getting traded somewhere. Sneaky. Dare I say, the Jets. Can you imagine him being reunited with Aaron Rodgers? Now, Garrett Wilson might not like that. But that'll be pretty good for the Jets. So did I give you everything? I did. So for the AFC, I have North, Baltimore, South, Jacksonville, East, Miami, West, I got the Chiefs. So that's what I got for you guys today. I'm going to try and keep it within this time frame of podcasting, 30 minutes or so. Give you a quick listen, if you want a quick jog, you want a little walk, boom. Quick little ride to work. You can listen, get all your info in, and go about your business. I want to thank y'all for listening. Oh, wait, I'm cutting it off. I didn't even do my Super Bowl picks. Sorry, guys. Sorry, wait. No, don't cut me off. No, please. But my Super Bowl picks out of the divisions, since I gave you my division winners as Baltimore versus San Francisco. Rematch of the Harbaugh Bowl. Same results. I got Baltimore winning. Anybody knows me, they know I feel like Lamar Jackson is the Steph Curry of football. My explanation for that, they say jump shooters will never win a chip in basketball. They say running quarterbacks will never win a chip in football. I think this is the year Lamar do it. And then when he does, it's going to seem like you didn't pay him enough. That 52 is not enough. 52 a year, I should say. But yeah. But thanks you guys for checking me out, listening to me, giving me your ear. Most importantly, giving me your time, because I know how precious it is these days. Hey, peace, man. Love y'all. Till the next episode.